Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and we're back with our D&D character creation, and we are back with a Wood Elf Ranger this time. I love Wood Elf Rangers. That is my main class. So I played for a very long time, and we're just gonna go over the basics of creating them. I've gone ahead and I've added some things. So here's the stats we get from Elf and Wood Elf, base stats, and I've added in most of their stuff here that we will need. So Elves get Dark Vision for 60 feet, Keen Senses, so they have Perception skill, which I have already highlighted. Fey Ancestry, you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep, which is very handy. Trance. Elves don't need to sleep. Instead, they meditate deeply, remaining semi-conscious for 4 hours a day. So basically, they just meditate for 4 hours, and that's basically the same thing as long rest. So that's extremely helpful, especially when it comes to having things like watch. So like the elf can always take the last two, because, you know, if they sleep right away, then, or trance right away. I get the elf weapon training from Wood Elf, so you get long sword, short bow, and long bow. Only Wood Elves get a walking speed of 35. All the other elves get 30, but Wood Elves get 35. Mask of the Wild. They can attempt to hide even when only obscured by foliage, heavy rain, falling snow, mist, and other natural phenomena. And then Outlander is the best background. So their feature is called Wanderer, and they have excellent memory of maps and geography, can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around them. In addition, they can find food and fresh water for themselves and up to 5 other people each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth. Those are some of the basic things that we have to work with. So we're going to move on into actually putting in our stats and all that fun stuff. So for Rangers, Dex and Wisdom are the ones that you want the highest. And we get bonuses to both of those. So because we get a +2, we'll put 13 in Dex, making it a 15. And we'll put the +1 in Wisdom, or the 14 in Wisdom for the +1, and that gives us a 15. And then for them, some Rangers who focus on 2-weapon fighting make strength higher than Dex. I don't tend to make one that's particularly strong. So I'm actually going to put the 15 in Constitution, because that's always good. I'll put the 12 in Strength, just to have like a little bit, you know, a little bit of a boost. And I'm going to make Charisma the 8. And Intelligence 10. Because those just seem more what I do. Like my Ranger, she has a pretty low charisma because she grew up in the wilds. You know, they're, you know, wild. Fine. So this is a +1. This is a +2, +2, +0, +2, and -1. So with the starting health, their hit dice is a d10, so it's 10 plus con, so 12 starting health. Their saves are strength and dexterity, and they can choose 3 from animal handling, athletics, insight, investigation, nature, perception, stealth, and survival. I always like to get stealth if I can. Wood Elf automatically gets perception, but I would highly recommend having that if you can. We have survival, we have athletics. So we could do animal handling, do insight, nature. Nature would be a good one. It would all depend on what kind of ranger you wanted to do. If you wanted to do Beastmaster, I would go with maybe animal handling. If they're more like a hunter, I would go nature. Mine, I've swapped between. At first, she was a Beastmaster, then I made her hunter. I'm gonna go nature for that one. So, then we get our starting equipment. I'm going to choose the leather armor over the scale mail. And then you get 2 short swords or 2 simple melee weapons. I'm just going to do the short swords. Oh, I don't know how to spell. Short sword times 2. And then Explorer's Pack. If you do like anything that's in the other ones, you can choose them. It's just the Engineer Pack tends to be better, in my opinion. And then a longbow and arrows times 20. That is all of our stuff. So, up next, we get Favored Enemy. Now, with the Favored Enemy, there are some things. So, you can choose Aberration, Beast, Celestial, Construct, Dragon, Elemental, Fae, Fiend, Giant, Monstrosity, Ooze, Plants, and Undead. Those are the main ones. You can also choose 2 of the humanoid races. You cannot choose humanoid as a full option because there are so many beasts classified as humanoid, or so many monsters classified as that, or things that you would face, that it would be way overpowered to have you be like, okay, well, I have advantage on, or, I have like this boost against anything that's a humanoid. So you can choose 2 humanoids, or you can choose one of the different types of monsters. And that will give you advantage on survival checks to track them, as well as advantage on intelligence checks to recall information about them. You also learn 1 language of your choice that is spoken by your favorite enemy. And then you choose additional favorite enemies at 6th and 14th level, which you also gain a language from them. The 1 language from them, as you would before. So for this one, I'll just do orcs and goblins as my humanoids. And then you have Natural Explorer. This lets you choose a terrain that you particularly like. So you are familiar with one type of natural environment and you are adept to traveling and surviving in such regions. You can choose from Arctic, coast, desert, forest, grassland, mountain, swamp, and Underdark. I always go with forest first because elf. Depending on where you're from or where your character's from, choose accordingly. My character always comes from the forest because elves, because, So while traveling for an hour or more in your favorite terrain, you gain the following benefits. Difficult terrain doesn't slow you down. Your group cannot become lost except by magical means. Even when you're engaged in another activity while traveling, such as foraging, navigating, or tracking, you remain alert to danger. If you are traveling alone, you can move stealthily at normal pace. When you forage, you can find twice as much food as you normally would. While tracking other creatures, you also learn their exact number, their size, and how long ago they passed through. And you choose additional terrains at 6th and 10th level. So, a lot of information. But that's basically it for Ranger in the beginning. They don't get spells till 2nd level. They don't get their fighting style till 2nd level. You don't get to choose what kind of Ranger you want to be until 3rd. So this is what you've got to work with. while first level. We'll go ahead and we'll go through and fix all of these. So anything that's dex is +2 unless we are proficient. +2, +2, we're proficient, so +4. And our wisdom, it's also a +4. This wisdom, +4. This is a +2 because our intelligence is a 10, which is 0. And this is strength, which is a +1. This is a +3. Our proficiency is this. So this is also a +3, and this is a +4. Then the rest are +2, +0, +2, and -1. So anything that's charisma is going to be -1, which is fine. Anything that's wisdom is +2, intelligence is +0. Oh, +0 for that one. Nope. I'll mess it up. 2. +0. 2. And this is +0. So all of those are in place. Our passive wisdom is 10 plus our wisdom, plus because we have this right here, we also get to add our proficiency. So at first level we have a 14 passive perception, which is very good. We have 1 hit dice in the beginning, which is a d10. Our initiative is +2. Leather armor gives you 11 plus your dex, so it is a 13 armor class in the beginning. Then we have longbow and short sword, which this won't let me type that all the way out, but that is completely fine. Then we want to add in our bonuses here. I scrolled a little too far in my thing. Okay. So longbow is a dex-based weapon. So it's +2 because of our dex. It's +4 because of being proficient. The damage for a longbow is 1d8. So it's 1d8 plus our dex, which is 2, and it is piercing damage. Our short sword is a finesse weapon. So with finesse, we can choose between strength and dex. So this would also be a +4. And then this would become a 1d6, I believe. Yeah, 1d6 plus 2. And a short sword does piercing damage as well. Those are our bonuses. Anything personality-wise, go here. This is most of their stuff. Obviously, these aren't like fully fleshed out, but this is like most of what you're working with. A lot of this can actually go, like if you have a second page, it can go here and then keep like your class stuff here or anything that you think you would need to constantly reference. But I think that's it. Until second level, spells for the most part work the same way as they do with most other classes, or pretty much every other class. Very similar to Paladin as well. And, oh, sorry. Sound like a cat knocked something over. That is fine. Yeah, that is basically everything for a Wood Elf Ranger. Some decent stats, especially in the beginning. You want to max out, you know, your dex and your wisdom with ability score improvements, and then, you know, do whatever you want from there. But, you know, try to get these scores up as high as possible in the beginning. But from there, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. So if you enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment if you would like. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!